Right, welcome back to Shedtune, the Shedtune HQ, and we're busy getting ready for the better weather. Right, so as we said earlier, the weather's getting nice, or nicer.
Yeah, and I've made tea twice today and that ain't on.
Well, you don't have a dog and bark yourself, do you? So Dom's in the middle of fixing the problems he's caused. And I'm going to start stripping down these forks, ready to rebuild the Sprinter forks when they come back from the powder coaters. So I thought I'd just mention a few bits and pieces before we start stripping the forks. So when you go to take your forks out, you have to undo this set of nuts, and basically these are lock nuts. One tightens down against the other and obviously keeps the forks in position, and to undo them you should have special tools like so. Basically one of them goes into the slot here like so, and then the other one goes into here and helps tighten it up. Now if you haven't got those, don't worry, you don't necessarily need them. You can always use a punch and a hammer to tap it around, but realistically it comes out really easy then. The other tool I've got here, this one, is done by Keith at K2 Customs, and it's one of the best tools I've bought in a long time. And what that does, it allows you to basically bolt that onto the bottom of the forklift, compress the springs, and then be able to take all the bolts out and everything else nice and easy. Right, so that's the tool in place, and as you can see the fork goes in there between the bearing and the cup. That clamps around there. If it's a new set of forks, I'd suggest that you put some tape around it so it doesn't mark any paintwork, and then you simply tighten that up and it draws the spring down to release the pressure on the bottom link. And as you can see, as you tighten it down, it's taking the pressure off of this. Right, so now we can undo the links and we should be able to take it out.
Africa?
Yeah, Links Africa, that's it. Oops, didn't want that. That's old age, that is, Dom. Oops.
The headset.
Oh, the headset top.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, that's that link out. Right, so we've unbolted the top rubber. Hopefully it'll pull straight out. There you go. Let's get rid of that. That's giving us more room for the really horrible looking greasy yuck mess that needs all cleaning and sorting out. Careful not to lose those. So there you go, you can see how that clamps in on top of the spring and in between the ball bearing and the link. Okay, so that's all the bits and pieces from the forks. There's your ball bearing, that's your spring, the rod's inside there, which we'll clean up in a minute. Fork links, cups, rubber bush, bolts to hold it in, and your bit to go through. So that's that fork stripped down. We'll strip the other one out the same, and then we'll give them a clean in the parts washer. Right, I'm going to lift this spring out, and it'll be full of all the crud from all those years ago. Ah, yuck. And as you can see, that's the rod that it travels up and down on. Once you get the springs out, you can see inside here that there's another rubber bush, because these are the bolt-in type and then the other sort you can get are the pushing type. But we're not going to bother taking those out because we don't need them for the new forks. Clean off. Right, so that's everything cleaned up. The rods look straight. Spring, everything else looks pretty good. Might have to adjust that, but next job is to rebuild the other forks with the new bushes in. So we've been to the powder coaters and got the forks back, and what a lovely job they've done as well. And we're going to start to rebuild the forks now. Just thought I'd show you this first. We've got this phenomenal tool that goes in the vise, or you can bolt to the bench, which allows you to rotate the forks go into there, and build them. I'll show you what I mean. So it literally drops in like so, and it allows you to obviously spin the forks round and build them however you want. So we're going to use that. So as you know, we stripped everything and cleaned everything. I'm using my MB links because I think they're probably the best links you can get, and we've had to order some bushes. Now in Sticky's book, which you can see in front of you now, there's a really good bit on all the buffers and what have you. In fact, I'll put it up on the screen in a minute. Basically, you've got, for the bolting types, 3 different heights: 15, 20 and 25. Normally when you order a set, they come like so, and you get some thick ones and thin ones, so 15 and 20 mil normally, and you bolt them in and away you go. But because we're using this for sprinting, that's not what we want to do. So what I've ordered is some 25 mils, and we're going to bolt them in, and then we're going to use the smaller ones and we're going to cut them down. And the idea of that is then it will drop the fork links lower and lower the front end, so that well, hopefully it'll make launching a lot easier and give us quicker times. So I'll dry build them first, and then we'll come back in a minute and have a proper look at them. Right, while I think of it, we've had some more stickers in, so thank you very much. Let's see if they approve. There you go, some van stickers. No live hookers kept in this vehicle overnight. Just about sums it up. Right, they're going to go on the sticker board. As you can see, the difference in these, 25mm, 15mm, but we're going to shave them down. Okay, so the big one is going to go in there to push the link back this way, and then the small one is going to go in the bottom there to obviously cushion it. So there's a bit of trial and error of what we're going to cut and how it's going to fit together. I have trimmed that bush right down. It's in without the spring at the moment. I'm just going to put the top bush in and see how that all lines up. Top bush in, as you can see, it stops it going there. However, it's still giving it travel, so we've still got suspension, but hopefully it will now sit lower. I know the link's in the wrong way around, but you get the idea. We've done a bit of a dry build and everything seems okay, so I'm going to start reassembling the forks. I'm going to put some new cups or fork stops in. They're only cheap, you can get them from anywhere. Grease everything up, and then use my handy compressor tool to pull the spring down so I can get the links in. But first, I'm going to wrap some tape around the forks to stop damaging them when we bolt the tool on. Right, so I'm literally winding that down now. I'll show you in a second. There we go, look. So you can see how it's pulling the spring down, and then that's going to leave enough room in a bit for us to get the link and bolting, and then top rubber. So just a word of warning, this is under tremendous pressure, so be really careful that you've got it hooked in properly, because if it goes loose then obviously it causes a massive mess. That's that built up. I've got to tighten everything up yet, but in essence everything is in place as it should be, and as you can see that big buffer is pushing that right down to hopefully drop the front end for sprinting. Right, that's the second one in, so it's just a case of taking it apart. As you can see, you do really get covered in grease, so you'll need some gloves because there's a lot of grease in a lot of places. That's my forks done. Quite important to check that these are level. I know mine are, and it might not look like that on the camera, but ours are. They're all ready to go, and that's it. So that's how you rebuild your forks. As I say, we've cut our some of our bits and pieces down on the stops, but really it's that simple with the right tools. Right, that's going to be it for this video. Well, hope you liked it. Smash the like button, give us a subscribe if you've never watched any videos before. We're going to do a few more of these how-tos as we're building the Sprinter, just to give people an idea of what's involved. If you're not sure, get Sticky's book, because it's really detailed in there how to rebuild your forks, and it tells you all the variations and bits and pieces. But apart from that, that's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon.